Hey! Imagine meeting you here. What's up, world? I don't know about you guys, but I sure feel poor. An off-season of Major League Baseball will do that to you. Hopefully this isn't news to any of you, but the $200 million contract signed by Prince Fielder and Albert Pujols equaled the number of $200 million contracts signed ever. And those were signed by one guy. They know. Right? Anywho, Prince Fielder's contract makes sense, and his 9-year, $214 million deal is looking like a steal compared to the $250 million LA will be shelling out over the next decade. I get it, LA. You want to make a big splash, possibly lock up the next home run king, but a deal this big should have been made while Bush was still in office. Back when Bush still had some color in his hair. Or when he wasn't getting booed at Rangers home games. But Seth, the Angels weren't in LA then. Thanks. Still, I have to question the timing and stability of a deal where Pujols will still be making $20 million a season at the ripe old age of 40. Is it ironic that Moneyball just came out? I mean, didn't we just go over this? The deals for Pujols and Fielder mean that 4 of the league's 5 leaders in RBI and home runs will reside in the American League this spring. But that's pro baseball. Throw some money in it and... Come on. Okay. Up until now, I haven't really mentioned college basketball on the show. Mostly because it's boring. And this was never more apparent than in Illinois' Tuesday upset of Michigan State, 42-41. At halftime? No. Power outage? No. Oh. Rain delay. They play in... Never mind. Afterwards, the game was billed as a defensive struggle. But upon further review, what defensive struggle have you seen recently where the two teams combined for all of 7 steals and 9 blocks? Perhaps a more revealing stat might have been the 30 turnovers, or Illinois' mind-numbing 17% shooting from long range. Don't lie, fellas. The last time you saw a score that low was when you were channel surfing and happened across Lifetime's special presentation of the WNBA. All that aside, I've always loved March Madness. I was a licensed bracketologist before I was a licensed driver, but the college game is lagging. When's the last time you saw a team drop 100 in a game? I'll settle for 90. Don't worry, I'll wait. Now, I know it doesn't all fall on the NCAA. Pro basketball steals a lot of the major talent before they can even blossom. But basketball is not fun to play or watch when the players can't score. On any level. Alright, time for some fun. Now, no matter who you are, we all know a person, could be a friend, relative, co-worker, and things are going pretty good for them. But let one thing go wrong and they get a little bitter, spiteful, vindictive. Either way, it's not a good look. But the feeling was contagious this week. I remember when my friends and I first caught on to the "you mad bro" jokes, and I was always a fan. Hey bro, you mad? Hey buddy, you mad?
Hey, Seth, you mad?
Shut up. And since it kind of relates to this recent rash of petty behavior, I've created my own version titled simply, I Know Why You're Mad. The bad blood got to Aaron Rodgers first this past Sunday when he was in Hawaii for the Pro Bowl. But Seth, what could have been so bad in Hawaii? My question exactly. But Rodgers found trouble in paradise anyway and blasted the effort of his all-star teammates in a 41-59 loss to the AFC. Now the Pro Bowl, and almost any other all-star game, is a showcase played for fun and the fans with no real stakes involved. And I doubt he needed the extra cash, so it's hard to imagine what had Rodgers so... bitter. Oh, I know why you're mad. Blowing that perfect regular season record still stings, doesn't it, Aaron? It was to the Chiefs, man! Understandable. The wounds of an unfulfilled season of promise and a first-round playoff elimination have yet to heal. It's like you're in my head, man. I know, just doing my part. Hey, discount double check. While flying back over the mainland, Mr. Rodgers dropped off the mean gene to fellow pro athlete Kevin Durant, who happened to be in LA just in time to see this.
It's a physical game. Oh, me, oh my! A monster jam by Blake Griffin. Oh, what a... by Blake. The fans can hardly believe what they just saw.
The dunk lit up the crowd and the internet soon followed, with fans and players alike dubbing it the play of the year so far. Kevin Durant, however, remained unimpressed. And I quote, "I have no appreciation for it at all. It was a layup, I think. He threw the ball in and got fouled and made his free throw, so it was 3 points at the end of the day, no matter how it happened, how it went in the basket. I really wasn't impressed. He finished it. So what? We moved on. Hey, Kev. You mad? You weren't even the one who got dunked on. Oh, I know why you're mad. Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder rolled into Los Angeles that night, having won 11 of their last 12 games and boasting the league's best record. Then Blake Griffin and the Clippers stole their thunder. Nothing? Okay, one more time.
It's a physical game. Oh, me, oh my!
That's not going to get old. But the sickness didn't stop there. After Durant returned to Oklahoma, the spiteful strain traveled south down the Mississippi River to Louisiana, where Les Miles was putting together his latest recruiting class at LSU. On National Signing Day, that class failed to meet expectations, falling out of the top 10, due in large part to Gunnar Keel's decommitment in mid-January. Keel, the nation's #2 quarterback coming out of high school, committed to the Tigers late in the season after pulling a similar switch on Indiana, but when it was all said and done, sided with nearby Notre Dame. Later that day, Les Miles met with LSU supporters at a pep rally to talk about his new recruits, but the one that got away was still very fresh on his mind.
We needed a quarterback. We lost two. We needed a quarterback in this class. There was a gentleman from Indiana that thought about coming to the Bayou State. He did not necessarily have the chest and the ability to lead a program. So you know.
Good one, Coach. But don't worry. I know why you're mad. You see, just a week before Keel's decommitment, he was watching your team in the national championship get an absolute mudhole stomped in him by Alabama, along with witnessing the offense that he would one day inherit lay the first goose egg in title game history. No, he certainly didn't have the chest for that, but he did retain the common sense to at least make sure that he would never see a similar fate, at least not in an LSU uniform. Alright, that's the show for this week, but leave me a comment below the video on Facebook or YouTube and let me know what you think. And don't forget to send me a few topics for next week's show. But until then, I'm Seth Hagen, and this has been your Sports Check. Later. Man, I knew I should have watched more Sports Check.